Welcome back, everyone. It's been a little bit, but we are jumping back into Invasion. Before I dive into a bit of a recap, I do want to give a shout out. We got a new. It's not February yet. Tomorrow's February, but we've got our February game of the month ready. We're going to be playing Magpie's Gaming's Avatar Legends game. So if you've ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, they built a system around that. So I'm looking forward to check it out. From what I've seen, I haven't looked at the book too much. I'm sort of kind of looking at some of the art. But it looks pretty sweet so far. And it's kind of a powered by the apocalypse style game, but seems to have a little bit more depth to it too. So looking forward to that. So stay tuned to the YouTube and join us. I don't have this one memorized. Last Thursday in February, which I think is the 23rd. So come hang out with us then for a chance to win a free PDF copy of the system and get to see it played out. Yeah, time for a bit of recap. It's been a little while since we played. So we wrapped up last session the Coruscant arc where they were put to trial by this Republic Senate. So the group was called to bear after being witnessing the party to a number of different events across the galaxy, including being the ones to push back against the destruction of Vela and to survive the planet's untimely demise, helping rescue some of the remaining citizens on Saiho, destroying a Yuzon Vogue lab on Kashyyyk that had Crusader connections, as well as destroying part of a Wyshak tree on their way out. And then, with all that, the Senate wanted to hear firsthand from this crew of individuals what was going on and learn a little bit more about this invader threat. And you all found that some of the Senate seemed to be downplaying the seriousness. Some you found due to being traitors to the Republic and Yuzon Vong plants. Others due to just not taking it seriously, and even others just due to more of a burning hatred of the Sith and wanting to take them down at all costs to deal with whoever's left once they're done. But you all were able to come, and even when they leveled personal attacks against you, went after your background and tried to make you look untrustworthy, were able to earn political points and sway hearts and minds with your speeches, and were able to present some good evidence. The next day, or the day after, the same day you left there was a protest that was part kind of a grassroots protest, part Crusader split up plot, where they made it look like you all had, kind of made it easier too, but they stole one of Dash's explosives, and when the crowd was shouting at the group, Dash held up an explosive and did a very good sleight of hand check to make it look like he threw it into the crowd, and the explosion went off. With that, though, you guys are eventually able to prove your innocence. That it wasn't Dash's explosion, and it looked like the Crusaders kind of used up some of the natural animosity the group had made since the Wyshak tree attack to turn people against the party. Uh, with that, you guys were released from your cells, and Dash was told to remand himself to the Senate the next day. And outside of that, you got some bad Holonet press with kind of that displayed all over with the scene with the bomb, but overall, kind of urge your street back. With that, though, the next day, you guys were given some more information on recent supposedly Dominion attacks, but going through the data, looking at the different weapon types and how everything formed, you realized these weren't done by the Dominion due to their ships not being in the area, their weapons not having that type of signature, and a number of other facts. And with that, too, as you guys are preparing to go testify the second day in the Senate, you saw a Republic general being attacked in his home by your old friend, Lord Gallivan from the Dominion. You later were able to meet up with him and find that he found due to that general being in Dominion pocket for a number of years and a few correlating facts, they were able to determine that general was a Yuzon Vong plant. And Lord Galvin went to see if he could uncover if he was a plant and take care of him if he was. And unfortunately got caught on holocam. He let you guys know about a few other pieces, along with a gathering that was going to be taking place soon for other Yuzon Vong plants on Coruscant. And also let you know about the group's next mission, Operation Saber Breaker. that he found that the general had notes on this in his file, but they weren't able to. They found that the general himself was not a part of this project. Like he was just keeping tabs on it, and they hadn't been able to find any other information outside of it being a Republic Zerka kind of joint operation. With that, though, you guys are able to eventually confront kind of go to the gathering place, and you found that one of the Republic's advisory council senators was a Yuzon Vong plant, Tree Sa, and were able to blow him to like bits, like just explosion after explosion after explosion. It took him down, and we're eventually able to make your way back to the Senate and let them know that they had been infiltrated at the highest level and convince them of the true threat of the Yuzon Vong. Not content just to get the Senate on your side, Caesar invoked a plea for emergency powers for Supreme Chancellor Oveno from Mon Calamari, and was able to get a little bit of traction on there. They're going to be holding a vote for that soon to see if he can earn those emergency powers. And with that, he promised to end the threat of the Vong and all others that plague the galaxy. But after that, you guys got some much needed rest, had a few drinks with General Velt, as well as Master Kalu, and just got to hang back and relax for a little bit. And then the Republic also opened up their training facilities for you too for the week while you're on Coruscant to be able to just enhance your skills even further and provide some more resources, because they have hired you on as consultants for the Yuzon Vong threat to help with a expedition they're taking in 3 or 2 weeks after you do the training to the Outer Rim or unknown regions to scout for the Yuzon Vong fleet and provide proof of this Yuzon Vong invasion. But yeah, that's what a lot of throwing at you there. But we're going to pick up with your training. So you guys are all offered a chance to partake in some different training with the with the Republic to gain some new skills. You're able to pick up a fighting style, a weapon style, or lightsaber form. So I'm gonna go in order. So I'm gonna pick on Vars first. So yeah, the Republic opened up their training facilities. And what was Vars looking to kind of enhance with his skills a bit?
Well, considering that the Vong like to get nice and close, and Vars wanted to figure out ways to take advantage of that, let them come to him and take shots at him while they're making their way. So he pursued the Sentinel fighting style to make it a little harder for them to come up to him.
So as you kind of let General Vet know that you're looking for kind of just little ways to stop those from getting up close, the General will let you know about a Republic commando group called the Operators, and they're a pretty storied group within the Republic. They've been known to go up against Sith, even Sith Lords, and come back with most of the troops still intact. And they've come up with a few different strategies to be able to stop people who are going to be swinging something from getting too close to you. So they spend the week with you, kind of going over just different tips and tricks for getting those quick shots off and how to slow somebody coming down, coming at you. They basically tailored this to kind of combat Force users in the Sith, but an Alpha staff isn't too far off from a lightsaber. They tell you and give you some cool tricks to be able to work with it.
A lot of carryover, yeah.
Okay. Poor Brutus.
Oh, yeah. And for the recap, Caesar lost a hand and Brutus. Yeah, so yeah, you spend the week training with them. They're initially a little bit kind of standoffish, being the Mandalorian and Republic commandos, but eventually they open up, get some good training with you. Vars is willing to have a few drinks, and just kind of going over the war from different points of view.
Yeah, definitely. I'm giving them some pointers for whenever they have the luck of taking the Vong on themselves, because it's going to happen.
Yeah, they have a lot of questions for you, especially kind of around the living weapons piece. They're very curious about the bugs and goo and snake staffs that they throw at you. So you get probably 1,000 questions on that and how to fight it.
Yeah, they're not the best at answering them, but shoot them till they're dead.
Shoot. You see that that's the way. Yvonne, Sith, put a couple blaster bolts in them, put a few extra in, and then they're usually done.
Yeah. Just, you got to shoot their equipment, too.
Yeah, you see, I'm not, does it actually hold up? It seems like a blaster bolt would burn through a snake or whatever the hell they're using.
Nah, these aren't your typical snakes. I don't know. We had the Gungan. Yeah, he managed to tame one for a little bit, but it wandered off. It was pretty weird, but it worked. It hurt.
Those crazy criffers. Good blaster any day. Don't need a lightsaber, don't need a snake thingy. Just blaster in my hand, a grenade on my side. Battle's done.
I hear that.
So you spend the rest of the week kind of traded with them, but it's getting proficient and getting that Sentinel style up and run. They've got some kind of droids that they've trained with you that kind of have like little fake lightsabers, and they have them kind of run up at you just so you can kind of get used to doing those snapshots. But at the end, you're proficient with the Sentinel fighting style and got to meet the Republic Commando group known as the Operators.
A week well spent.
All right. Next on my list, I'll pick on Talos. So, what did Talos? What did he use the Republic facilities to learn during the week off?
So, pretty much, really, from the beginning of meeting this group, Talos, as always, he's just grown and gone through changes, but he wants to keep in line with what his strengths are, and his strengths are, of course, biotech, bioanalysis, poison, tinkerer's tools. The list just keeps going on and on and on, but tech in total. So he is originally from the Republic, and he did go to the school here and kind of learn everything he knows and even contribute to them before going to Zerka. And he definitely had some colleagues. So he would, while he might not have had that many friends, he probably would have tried to seek them out during this downtime since he's, kind of here. Why not? And looked for some sort of Republic lab of sorts to kind of see if there's any improvements that they could, likely not, add to his technical arsenal. And he'd be very happy to just kind of, showcase his nifty little backpack and all the hoses and other things that are attached to it. It's chaos, but it works and it's effective. And he's looking for ways to make it more effective. And I guess the way that he would go that, I ended up going with the superiority style. And with that naming aside, he picks up a maneuver that really augments his tech ability. So if the saving throws weren't already hard for enemies to beat, they just got harder. So he augments his tech ability to make even more potent mixtures and amplifies his tech abilities that he can pass.
Nice. So as you kind of reach out to General Vet looking for just some chance to get some better laboratories, kind of peruse around, you do actually find that one of your old kind of fellow alumni from Coruscant U, Meredith, has actually joined the Republic as one of their scientists, or their field scientists, I should say. So you see kind of you make your way to this little section of a cordoned off section of a Republic lab. You see it's pretty like chaotic. There's parts strewn around, different explosive elements, kind of haphazardly arrayed. But you do see kind of a Twi'lek just there, like a big lab coat on with a few splashes of burns on it. That kind of looks up and goes, Dallas, you're alive. Welcome back to Coruscant. Don't burn down my lab, okay?
Yeah. You remember that. Of course, everybody remembers that. But then again, everybody's memory just got reminded of that incident. Now, listen. There was a sign on the door. I understand. It said that it was the Arachnids lab. But can we be fair? Can we be fair? The bold print was not big enough. just wasn't. So had I known that the arachnids were in there, I wouldn't have done my experiments in there. But it was a big spider. It was a very big spider.
You see him kind of tinkering as he talks. He looks up and goes and shrugs. Well, spiders, arachnids. Your parents bought a new lab. New lab was better. Overall better.
Well, they didn't buy a new lab. We made a gracious contribution, as we do annually every year to the university, and I'm sure that they made it this year. Anyways, I kind of take off my backpack, and it's a little scratched and beat up from a lot of the encounters that we've had in the past couple of weeks and everything. And I just, you got any tools that I could possibly use to fix this thing up? And you're more than welcome to take a look at this too if you want to admire the handiwork.
So he takes a look and goes, different, works, functional. We've got a few tips. I've been kind of touring with the Republic, mostly field scientists. Sometimes I engage in a few combats, but we found a nifty tip to be able to catch Dominion soldiers flat-footed and make them a little bit more susceptible to our tech. I'd be happy to show you if you impart some of your recent findings.
Well, if you have watched the news, firstly, yes, I'll welcome the assistance, but I think we've got a bigger threat on the horizon than the Dominion. But yeah, certainly, please show me.
Yeah, so you guys, you spend kind of the week trading experiments, trading kind of findings on that side. He does hook you up with just a superiority roll, and it kind of gives you some different tricks to be able to make it easier for people to fall prey to your weapons, or your tech powers, I should say.
My complex has grown.
I miss Morden.
Morden was who I was thinking of. Morden. Sweet.
Mass Effect, right? Yeah,
Mass
that's a good
Effect,
yeah. Sing a song. Sing a science song. To the tune of an American musical.
I can't even speak. I can't speak clearly that fast. Sweet. So you spend the week there. Get to catch up with Maris. You get to learn a little bit more about kind of the Republic efforts and some different tech fighting styles there. But we'll pick on Dash next. What does Dash seek to learn?
Yeah, so I felt at some point General Vec probably explained to Dash that he doesn't always need explosives. And he probably meant like you shouldn't bring explosives in the Senate. But Dash 100% took that to mean that he needs to get better with his blaster cannon and that he can just blow things up by shooting it a lot. And so he, I would assume he spent the week maybe with some of his old Coaz buddies, literally just trying to learn how to like create ice sculptures with his blaster cannon, but instead of ice, it's just like stone. So he picked up the heavy weapon focus, which will allow him to suppress targets for his attacks and cause some nice AoE fear type attacks. And then kind of as a secondary, but kind of pairs with this as we hit level 6, I also took the heavy weapon supremacy feat. So that kind of adds into that flavor a little bit. So Dash has become much more proficient with his blaster cannon and his ranged attacks.
Yeah, so you're able to find a couple of your old kind of an old crew. And you notice that for General that is very busy. It has like, especially kind of getting the faith of the Republic back and being really reinstated to his full role. He should be busier, should have as much time to stop by. But you see General Vet is like, probably see him at least a couple times a day, just popping by, like, hey, Dash, blow anything up yet, or just hanging out tight? Yeah.
You can hear he'll like pause. You can kind of hear the wind down, and he goes, "It's not as effective as an explosive, but it'll work." And then he just fires it back up.
You know, when I mentioned explosives, Just when you see a senator, just leave your explosives. That's all. I didn't mean you had to give them up for the gun, but I think this would be a good thing for you. You could have your explosives in the field. If you really need something, just break a heavy gun and maybe leave the blaster back out of it, the power pack. Just baby steps, right?
Yeah. But what if these rounds explode? And you can just like starts thinking about that for a minute. And he's like, what if I make them shoot grenades?
I'll find a scientist to help you as long as you never bring it on Coruscant.
He truly does care.
Deal.
So you spend the week with your crew kind of blowing up statues with General Vet, kind of just nervously checking in every now and then, and pick up that heavy weapon specialization. And then pick on next on the list, Caesar. What skill did Caesar look for?
All right. So during his training, he would pick up a fighting style. It's one he already had. He's making a bit more permanent, assisting style, instead of it just being a discovery. And what he picked up from the free discovery? Superiority style, taking up the threaten maneuver to add on to his intimidation rolls. So he'd just be helping out the Republic, being the Caesar presence that he is, probably scaring quite a few people. Just what's the best word for it? Kind of like a drill instructor, helping out the newer recruits, the greener people who are about to be sent out into the front lines from Coruscant.
Nice. While you're training with them too, and kind of helping, kind of get some of the newer recruits into shape, you do meet a new contact too, who helps out a little bit. You meet Colonel Vesu, your human, broad shoulders, kind of just real military built. But one of the things you notice too is that he also is missing a hand. Did not go for the droid replacement too. Most of the Republic, if they lose a hand, if they're in the army, they can get a kind of cybernetic replacement. But he seemed not to do that. You see, he's got a little stylish kind of Rancor like covering over that looks like a little Rancor face. And he kind of keeps it down there. And he kind of goes, while you're drilling or kind of razzing some of the troops, you'll go up to you and go, "Sith, take that from you."
You sung Vong.
Use on what?
You sung Vong. And they're giant spiders.
Wouldn't want to wrestle the Crimson Giant Spider. Thought I was bad with the lightsaber burn. The spider bite it off?
No, it killed me. And then we had a good friend of mine, Dash, I believe you've heard of him. He had to use its venom to sustain my body before he got me to a back the tank. By that time, the hand was already lost, though.
You see, you've got to get a little whistle. Well, at least you just used venom. From what I heard, that guy just likely put an explosive on your hand. But hey, having two hands isn't all it's cracked up to be.
So long as I have a body to mount a weapon on, I shall never go unarmed in the field.
That's the spirit. If you want, tell you a few tricks. We've been really focused on the one-hand style. In case I see one of those Sith bastards again, they're not going to get my other one.
Oh, you have anything for shields specifically?
You know what? I think the best shield is just shooting first. But Forge can't help you there on that one.
That case, thank you. But I have some recruits to scare into shape.
You see him kind of hold up the stump with the Rancor on it. He goes, "Hey, I'll give you a hand."
Thank you.
He kind of spends the week helping you kind of whip some troops into shape. Gives you some a few tips of superiority style, how to really just Caesar's already a pretty scary dude, but how best to even terrify him a little bit further. It just kind of helps you build that up as you spend your week touring with the Republic soldiers.
I love this guy. He's got a rancor on his missing hand.
Sweet. Last but not least, Uli. What was Uli looking to learn?
So Uli had a conversation with Master Kalu about maybe learning a few tricks about fighting against, was it like against lightsabers or with lightsabers? But he didn't really have any formal Jedi training or even against the Sith, and they could potentially be enemies in the future. So he was hoping to kind of learn a, a few of the lightsaber forms available, some very basic ones. Not all of them pertain to him because he doesn't fight with the Jedi weapons, but there are a few that they can help protect him, or maybe he knows how to punch, but he doesn't know how to punch hard. So he's kind of learning to amplify the parts of his skill set that he is good at. That way, even if he is a one-trick pony, it's a very dangerous pony. But also, he wanted to. That he knows there's a few forms that the Jedi have that are kind of Jedi exclusive, and so he is trying to get a little bit of that insider knowledge and use it to amplify the Ang T powers that he, or I guess discipline. How would you call that? Their style of yeah. They have a very different method and way of looking at the Force than the Jedi and the Sith. Even the Jedi and the Sith are much more close to each other than like any other Force group probably, and them. And the Ang T are definitely weird. They see it as kind of like a spectrum almost, like a rainbow, but there's still black and white in there too. It's a very odd way of looking at it. But he's hoping to kind of merge that into something, help him survive what's to come.
Yeah, so Kalu will the Botham Jedi Master will bring you to kind of like a little apartment complex, not too far from where the Coruscant Jedi Temple is located at. But you see, like within once he brings you inside the complex, you see some of the few remaining Jedi on Coruscant inside. And you see, it looks like they're doing kind of like just almost like it's a little gym that they have. Because and I should mention this too, once the Jedi left Coruscant for their kind of unknown base, the Republic has kind of like not seized, but started using the Jedi Temple, for lack of a better way to put it. They've stored stuff in there, they've kind of gone through it. But the Jedi that remain have a little hidey hole next to it, and you see them kind of going through their forms. And Kalu will go, my friend, we usually don't train those who aren't Jedi in their own right. But from what I've seen of you, you do. Well, you don't carry the spirit of a Jedi. You don't carry the darkness around with you. We'd be happy to impart what we've learned. So feel free, train with us, learn our styles, how we call upon the Force, and we'd be more than happy to see a little bit of how you've forged your own connection to the Force.
Very well, Master. I look forward to it. Don't hold back. I can take it.
And I forget, what forms in particular did you really learn?
So he's going for the Bakuni, is that how you pronounce it? Hand form? Kind of the one where if someone gets within your range, you can like shove them aside. You can shove like an additional 5 feet when you do a shoving attack.
Nice.
Instead. And then Juyo, which I think it's like Keen 1, basically, increases crit range. And then Sarisu for the have that first kinetic energy or ion damage from an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be very helpful.
Sweet. So they trade you. Sarisu was very easy. Almost all of the Jedi there are proficient in it. You trade with Kalu and some of the others in the order. For Vapad, you do get passed, or for Vapad and the other one, you do get passed off to kind of a humanoid or humanish looking woman with kind of shockingly white hair. They do kind of run you through the more vicious, kind of rapid staccato style of Vapad with, was it Vapad or Juyo?
They split them, right?
Yeah.
I think Juyo's the one that gives you the crit increase.
Yeah, so they run through
Same dice.
Julio, and that works too because Vopad hasn't been invented yet, so that works.
Oh yeah, there we go.
So they run through the rapid staccato of Julio with kind of those kind of quick slashes and make it look like there's more blades than one to eventually show you kind of how to leverage and use your weight as the China Jedi Master just kind of brings you through the forms. You have a hard week of training, but eventually you do kind of you master the three, or at least master them enough to be able to utilize them and kind of further your learning as you go. And you get to hang out with a little bit of the Jedi in exile on Coruscant.
The gardeners picked up a few extra seeds.
But eventually, the week does pass with you guys all kind of training and enhancing your skills. With 2 weeks left before the big Republic expedition, one of the kind of in your own downtime, you all decided to pursue learning more about Operation Saber Breaker. You did have a couple of other leads of things going on with the Hapen intelligence reaching out to you about the exchange criminal network collaborating with the Crusaders and a large operation potentially going down, as well as the Jedi reaching out about missing warriors. The Jedi Knights who had remained with the Grand Army of the Republic, a group of them have gone missing. But with kind of all the things going on, you all saying that the Operation Saber Breaker, a project that could target Force users, especially with a lot of the influential and powerful people on both sides of the Republic and Dominion having those metachlorians, it was a good idea to look into that further. So that's where we'll pick up. You guys are still on Coruscant. You know this is a joint operation between Zerka and the Republic. Is there anything? What do you guys do first?
Well, Doctor, have you heard anything about this through the grapevine? I don't think this was ever in our department.
I have not. But that's definitely something that I will look into. And Talus would try to reach out to uh, maybe even a local director or anybody that they could, Zerko wise, that's on Coruscant. He saw somebody at the Senate, forget the name. They were there, so obviously they know that he's on Coruscant. But I just try to reach out to somebody or anybody to find out at least where the location of this is, and I wouldn't just blatantly ask. I'd sell it more along the lines of well, first let's see if I can. I want to see if I can find somebody, if I can get in contact with anybody to just kind of ask some information, and I'll have everybody with me. I'll do this in whatever kind of long distance communication or whatever I have to reach out.
Yeah, so on Coruscant, the ranking Zerka official, you guys did interact with him a little bit, was, I forgot what his rank was, Vice President, I think it was Vice President, Kinson. He is the kind of the executive officer that's stationed on Coruscant as their ambassador with the Republic, and he was present at the Senate hearings. It says you all you definitely kind of call out to him. He will basically, so you don't get a hold of him right away, but if you do indicate that you're wishing to speak with him, you do get his secretary who does schedule an appointment with him, where you can kind of meet him in the office and chat there. The secretary actually was saying, "Oh, good. The director was hoping to chat with you all. He's very happy with the way that you and Uli, after a bit of a few missteps, portrayed Zerka. You guys put us in a very positive light. Our marketing teams are working overdrive to get this out there. They may want some photo ops. Just where's the clean?"
Certainly. I'm happy that it definitely worked in our favor. You know, I'm happy that I could be of service in that regard, of course, and anything else that's needed. But if the vice president is available, I do have some urgent business to talk to him about.
course, of course. We'll get you in as soon as we can. Yep, just come to these coordinates, and we will make sure that get to meet with the vice president, get a few photo ops in, and make sure we solve any concerns you have.
Certainly, I will be there as soon as I can be.
Perfect. Well, you guys are able to make your way to the financial sector of Coruscant, and Zerka, of course, has a very one of the taller skyscrapers on Coruscant, and just very intricately designed. Just on the border of being gaudy. It's definitely clear they spent billions of credits to build this up and to kind of make a statement with it. You're ushered through, kind of once you make your way in, you're ushered past the security droids at the front and put into kind of a well appointed lobby. You have a little fountain, statues. You see kind of the Zerka emblem emblazoned everywhere. One of the things that clashes with the core is you see what's become Zerka's new motto, the Zerka Cares, kind of emblazoned on different posters on across the walls with just different scenes. You see one with the Zerka employees handing out rations on a desert planet. Others just with the Zerka talking about their healthcare plan, which sucks. But just different things on there, just with Zerka Cares, just really all over the place.
The pay outweighs the benefits, so it's okay for now. On the way over there, I would want to kind of chat with everybody. My game plan per se for this, since we know that Saber Breaker is attacking Force users, and Uli being the only Force user that I know of in our group. First and foremost, since you've kind of addressed me about this, and then I reached out to Zerka following that, you're the first person that I would talk to. Uli, when we get there, not that I think that you would, but try to keep the fact that you are a Force wielder absolutely hidden. Do not make that known knowledge. What I
Oh, I
plan
definitely won't, especially since I'm contracted already. They won't pay me extra for that. That is a skill that's worth easily
that
50,000 more credits a year minimum.
that's actually a good point. But
But yes, the danger.
this next part, I'm not sure that you might like, but I think it's the easiest way for us to get in. As they are targeting Force users, and you are a Force user, I plan to use you as bait. I plan to tell them what you are or what you're capable of. And in that
I'm already
regard,
mad that you volunteered me for a photo op. I don't do photos. I barely fit
you
in
don't need to
frame.
be
I'm
you
10
don't need to be
feet
worried about that.
tall.
You're way too tall. You won't even be in the photo.
Even crouching down, it's gonna look ridiculous. But now, okay, but this, like, I assume there's more to the plan.
Well, the catch is that I tell them I'm in favor of, while the Yuzong Bong are a threat, a more immediate threat is right on our doorstep. And that is not only the Sith, but the Jedi. And while you are not necessarily one of those categories that I know of, I know that you use the Force, and you are a prime specimen.
Maybe we try to figure it out without outing our good boy here.
We could request some.
But if I
young
skip to the
lady.
end, I expect that we'll get there, and we're a very, very capable group, and we'll get in, we'll sabotage the entire facility, blow it up, and leave it in a ball of flames. And then if they know it was us, then you guys know how to run away, right?
Yeah, but I can't believe I'm the one talking about caution here. But we're on Coruscant. We're a good ways away from our ship, and we've already been essentially labeled terrorists like once this week.
Technically twice.
Whatever.
Twice actually.
Well, I don't know. What am I saying? If you want to shoot it out with Zerka, I'm game.
Well,
I just
I'm not
would
gonna do that if Uli is against it. Was definitely not gonna do this without his knowledge or approval towards the idea.
I think.
Maybe we could try playing that close to the chest. And if they decide, you know, I don't know, kind of something to sweeten the pot if they're not eager to talk about Saber Breaker.
Exactly. Because if I expect that since I wasn't even included in this, reached out to even for it, they are keeping it very secret. It's not going to be well known. But if I express interest and I say that force users are a threat, and then I even say, hey, I've got somebody that I'll offer on a platter right here, and we can potentially start doing experiments on them if you're not already, if you know what I mean, Vice President. That could get me in. That could get me the access. And then with that kind of an offer and that kind of a commitment, I can bring the rest of my team, you guys, and Uli unwittingly into the location, and then we just go from there.
Oh.
That's the idea. I'm not as smart and tactical as you guys. I just kind of follow the leader.
We
I
know
regret
a
this,
Jedi.
but it seemed like Caesar had an idea.
Oh yeah, Caesar, please.
Well, for that right there, we know a Jedi. We could use him instead of one of our own. Alternatively, I was thinking,
Jedi? Which Jedi you refer to?
you know, the one that's always next to Vec, the bottom.
Master Kalu?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot about Coruscant politics, but I think a Jedi Master might, if he goes missing, might raise a few eyebrows.
Exactly.
Not to mention, we might actually need him.
Yeah.
I mean,
that brings me to
I'm
my
thinking
second
short-term
idea.
here, not long-term.
My second idea. We could request some younglings from the Jedi. Make it like a field trip for them.
Okay,
Use them as
I
bait.
knew I was going to
thought
regret
mine-
giving you
we
the
thought
floor,
mine was a
and
stream.
I immediately regret this.
They won't
Listen-
die.
Listen,
It will be a great learning opportunity for
there are
them.
worse things than death, Caesar.
Oh, I'm
Even you
well
understand
aware.
that. But I just spent a week training with them, and trust me, they're not going to take Kalu easily. Even he's old, but he will kill them. He'll kill a lot of them, and he will probably destroy the project. Doesn't this seem like it might be easier if instead of, I don't know why you seem gung-ho to get the drop on me and hand me over to them, what if it was more like voluntarily? Like I walk in there and go, hey, I already work for you. I hear there's a project you guys are working on, and I might be able to help you with that.
Well, it's that right there that the moment that I tell them that I heard, they're going to want to know who, and then there's a whole bunch of other questions that have to be asked. Me expressing interest in the Force users being a threat and saying, hey, I've actually been with one, and, you know, yeah, he might have helped me in some tight spots a couple of times, but it doesn't take away the threat tag that is on him. I think.
I mean, okay, I couldn't help but overhear the secretary that was gushing over how great Zerka's public image is right now. What if you threaten to expose him? Say, hey, you believe this? They're trying to kill Jedi. Can't believe Zerka's trying to make a Jedi killing weapon. Whatever. Yeah, that's way catchier. Saber Breaker. A Jedi destruction machine. And all that good press that they just earned goes out the window, and it's a scandal, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe they want to keep that shut up, and they'll show it to you for free without putting Uli here at risk. Because, I mean, that's how we walk away from this thing. Then there's a nice big fat target on his back, letting Zerka know he's a Force user. And the fact that it took so long for us to realize you were one lets you know you want to keep that close to the chest.
There's also the fact to consider that essentially once you hand me over and do this, I'm out of a job, like permanently. You can't go back. I mean, what the hell?
I mean,
where do I go then?
If any of the
If I
scenarios,
volunteer, at least I could keep my job.
I mean, any of the scenarios listed besides that one and Caesar's idea of bringing the kids probably to end up with it without you without a job. And
If we've got to bring anyone, Caesar, do you happen to remember the name of the Sith Lord in charge of the burning of Maltok? If we're going after anybody, that's the only person I would hand over.
I believe I've been misinformed. When I heard about the Saber Breaker and this Jedi killing weapon, Force user killing weapon, I thought we were opposed to it.
Dash has an idea. But we're not allowed to tell General Vec about it because I just told him I'm not going to blow anything up.
Gonna be good.
Okay, so what if we set a meeting with the Zerka higher ups, someone they actually care about? No offense to the people who work for Zerka here. Then, when they're at the meeting, we rig the building to blow, and we explain to them that the building is going to blow, and then we politely ask them to tell us about the program.
I've got one word: terrorist.
Yeah. I'm not
going for a hat trick this week, huh?
Thus, they would believe it.
It probably would be believable. Third time probably would be the charm for that sticky. Would be the charm.
How many times do we have to commit domestic terror for you to understand what we're all about, guys?
These guys have been here a week and we've had civilians bombed, and now a VP for the biggest company in the galaxy is being held as a hostage. I think these guys are bad news. I think there's something about them. Just can't put my finger on. Yeah.
I have a lot of leverage at the moment, it seems.
Yeah.
My face and Uli's face, both of us associated with the Zerka, have been plastered all over. And we came out on top, and we just got kudos directly from the VP's secretary. That's saying something. So maybe without offering you, that was an attempt to just kind of ensure that it would be a guaranteed win in my eyes. If I express a dislike of Force users and then I say, hey, I've got one that I'm offering on a silver platter, wink wink. But it might just be enough with our current accomplishments and contributions already, and the fact that we're employees, that it works in our favor anyways. So
tell us.
Could just tell them I'm a Force sensitive user if you wanted to. They might believe it.
Yeah. Might.
Then no one gets fired.
Hey.
All right. So do you guys have your path set, or
did you guys actually learn anything about this project? Like any names at all? Like, were there any threads to this, or was it just the name of the program itself?
Yeah, so Galvin wasn't really able to gather much. He kind of came across it when he was snooping in the general's office before the big confrontation came about.
And that was in the data that we got, right, from him?
Or yeah, basically just kind of the name and that the general that was killed was keeping track of it, but was not officially involved with it. It seemed like something he just kind of came across or found out about and was kind of keeping a good eye on.
Okay.
Maybe we could search that general's quarters or whatever, find something. Maybe he's got some sort of data or something. And did we know that he's a Vong infiltrator?
Oh yeah, remember? So the Galvin confronted him. Galvin hit him with some lightning, and then the commandos behind Galvin threw a grenade in once he took a deep breath and was about to release those spores.
Right. But between Caesar and sorry, go
was going to say, no, they killed that dog pretty publicly.
Yeah, but I mean, if he left something behind, like that was our technology, our people probably would have picked it up and flagged it. But if it's some Vong technology or something that Caesar and I could interact, I mean, we between the two of us, we've got enough experience to at least get something off of it, I would hope. I mean, maybe he's got some sort of, I don't know what they use, some sort of recorder that probably details plans or more than we would ever be able to get from the humane way of talking to people and dealing with them.
Like one of those
Fortunately,
weird
with the
round
grenade
things.
and fire, there wasn't really too much left behind of the apartment.
On second thought, never mind. It seemed pretty scorched.
Well, I mean, it is kind of a recent crime scene. I'm not sure that we would really have the credentials to cross that line and get in there either.
I think
Again,
there's a smear on the
terrorists.
ground.
That's
That's
what
all
we
that's left. But I also like the idea of us lying and saying Dash is a force sensitive. What are they going to do? Run a midichlorian test?
Yeah, maybe he is.
Yeah.
And if
And it
that's
turns out
something-
that he is. What?
that be a twist right there.
Yeah.
Didn't even
Well,
know.
there must
Actually
be some
ping.
way to broach the subject without, with us still holding, a card or two in reserve. We don't have to put our whole hand on the table, but I mean, there's got to be a better way to introduce it. I think is the rather than
I mean,
selling me out.
Using the
we
word
could-
silver platter did not sell the idea, Talus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could say that.
Well, this is why we talked.
Yeah. That the Senate infiltrator, it's trash talked about to us about it before we, scorched them.
And we're here to try to make sure people are okay.
Yeah, like, Saber Breaker will be the Republic's undoing, and you have Zerka to thank for it. Ha ha. Ha ha ha, whatever, they love the trash talk.
We gave the video footage to the Republic, and
Yeah, but not Zerka.
they were
So-
there.
Yeah, they didn't. We don't think we played the whole fight, right? I mean, we did a highlight reel.
We got to see him be deconstructed by fire piece by piece. There wasn't much talk.
And maybe there was talk before it. Maybe we overheard him say something about Saber Breaker before we turned him to cinder, and we intelligently decided to leave that out of the Senate hearings because who knows? You got to protect Zerka's image. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and all that. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. But I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Either Uli for real or Dash for fake.
How much of that recording with Tree Saw did we get? Did we get the whole thing and hand that over, or did we give them an abridged version?
I thought you guys gave him the whole thing, but you could try to sell it. You didn't.
Yeah, just like we deleted a good chunk of it to protect Zerka's image.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are company men through and through.
I'd just say we got an anonymous call. I mean, that wouldn't be too hard to fake, right?
Yeah. Well, something tells me we might be overthinking this.
Well, I actually think the best idea was recruiting Master Kalu. I don't think we should just sell him out. But I think if we were to recruit Master Kalu, that would be very good bait. We have, if we could position them into capturing him somehow or drawing them out using him, I'm sure he probably would not mind. I'm sure he wants to figure this out as much as anybody.
So you think that he would willingly sacrifice himself so that we could get to the location?
Well, ideally, he wouldn't die.
Ideally.
He is one
That's
that
the
is quick
plan.
to forgive. So
That part of the plan falls on me.
I suppose. What are
Okay.
we going to do here? I mean, what are we seeking to do? Destroy it?
But wait,
Well,
we
if we
talked about
straight- if we
Uli as
straight
bait.
up-
We didn't talk about Uli dying.
We straight up say,
Wait a minute.
Uli's a no factor. It's okay. I'm okay.
I'm guessing
Thanks.
we'd assess the threat, and if it's an actual threat, then yeah, we'd turn it to ash.
I guess it's just reconnaissance. I mean, if we're just doing
Yeah, we
recon, it's a
need to
matter of
find
getting
a
the hell out
way.
of there.
We need to find a way to get to the facility first. We can't just project out into the galaxy that Saber Breaker is a thing without actually having the irrefutable proof, just like we had recently for all the other events.
Yeah,
This is just the next,
Mhm.
smaller issue, but
I mean, so we let Mr. VP know that hey, the Vong know about Saber Breaker. What is Saber Breaker? And I mean, either he'll spill the beans or we'll make him spill the beans. But there you go.
It's a lot of uncomfortable questions we're gonna have to answer, like how the
yeah,
hell we know what the hell
exactly.
the
And
Vong we're talking about.
that is
I
what
mean,
I am trying to avoid is any sort of
I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable.
You guys
That's
are
how
the
quick.
foremost experts on the Vogue. I mean, it's not saying
Yeah.
much, but you are.
Yeah, I mean,
Dash, how quickly can they set up those charges?
They're already ready.
well, you know what? We've got some options on the table, and I think worst case scenario, what do we want to do if we leave this meeting with the vice president and we did not make any treadway whatsoever? What's our trump card to like last resort attempt to convince if it comes to that?
The explosives.
Put a bomb on the table.
Vars will pat his gun.
I mean, I'm against the killing. It's
I think
unnecessary.
keeping it
But
as
in
least
this
violent as
instance,
possible.
we
I mean,
kill the
there's
one thing that they love the most. Money. Zerka is a corporation. Take away their money. Hit them in the money. That's the only thing that hurts them.
Hmm.
They don't care if half the company dies as long as if they don't have to pay employees, that just means profits went up. That's all that means. The few people remaining are the richest people in the galaxy. That's all that means.
I don't.
So
I
I,
thought
I
I was
say do
brutal.
something publicly with them to expose it and something that hurts them financially. I
yeah.
don't
Yeah.
I
Hey,
leave that to the rest of you, but
I've
I
never
figured that
been to the Zerka's financial institution that they have here on Coruscant that I know of, Tegan, but I am pretty sure that their vaults and their servers for information are going to be far more fortified and guarded than even Saber Breaker. So, I mean, you make a valid point about hitting them where it hurts in the money. For sure, profits is everything to Zerka, and we both know that. But going after small targets, they're not going to care. They'll just relocate the lab or the facility. Going
what
after
if
large targets, that
what
is
if
almost impossible.
I'm just saying this building was expensive to construct.
all right,
what
guys.
if
For
we
all
make
we
them
know,
think that that's what we're actually doing? But when we just make it look like that. Dash is good enough with explosives. He could rig something that looks like a really nasty one when really it's just a remote that does nothing.
It looks.
Right. I mean, the thing he threw into the crowd wasn't even that bad. And I mean, look at what he made that one look like. Jeez.
But this
Allegedly.
is the other thing to consider, and we've kind of witnessed it with just Zerka's presence in the Senate during those hearings and everything, is that they have pull. They have pull in politics. They have pull with the Hutts, the Dominion, the Republic. They play all sides. They likely work with the exchange. They work with everybody. They have no line. They have no limit. It's all about the money. So
Well,
if we threaten them and we threaten a very important them, I don't think that there's anything that can be done, even if they give us the information that we want to know. That's a call. That's a 3-second call, and that's us, turning into bits and pieces and full of.
That's your first mistake, Talis. That this threat is a one-time deal, a singular moment for them. If we threaten them, it is our job and our responsibility to let them know that there is no running. No matter where they go, what protection they hire, what secure vault they lock themselves behind, we will always be one step ahead of them. 3 steps, 4 steps. If they ever turn their head to look behind them, they will see us. There
Guys,
would be no escape.
So I think you're thinking about this wrong. We consider this a threat to the Jedi, but actually we have a new, shall we say, acquaintance that we met on the other side who probably views this as a much bigger threat to him and the Dominion.
Wow, Dash, that's actually, yeah.
yeah, it's very insightful.
Well, he would have raised his eyebrows right at the beginning of Caesar talking and saying, "Well, there's your first mistake." Okay, keep going.
All right. Wait,
So
But,
I go from
I think we're
he
overthinking
agrees.
this.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Caesar and Dash. Yeah.
For all we know, we walk into that office. You say, "Hey, what's going on with Saber Breaker?" and he hands you a data pad. So again,
You know, you
I
make
mean-
a very valid. You make a very valid point. You know, people at the top. Wow, you guys are amazing. Look at us. We are a great team.
Couldn't we just
God,
ask
all
Master
these years
Kalu?
that I worked by myself and I could have had a team. Anyways,
Is Galvin even still on Coruscant?
yes, I have an appointment with him and we're going there right now. But
What?
he is top level. Who's to say that this man that I'd be willing to take that risk, Farce. I think that is the best idea that we've had so far. Walking into that office and casually just saying, "Hey, so what's the most current update on Saber Breaker?" And just saying it because when's the last he probably knows about it, but he might not know who's on the team, who's on it, and he knows me.
Just pretend like you're already hired.
yeah, just, you know.
And my persuasion of -1, let's do this.
I'm
All
going
right.
to warn you. Does anyone even have the deception skill amongst this party?
No.
Does no one have the deception skill?
No.
Listen. I have temporary boost and I have drugs. Okay?
Just like in the meeting, just like give me a second.
Actually,
You took the drugs and told them that you heard it.
drugs
Like,
would not
the
help.
drugs told you about it. That might be convincing enough.
And nothing like getting glitter stemmed up before a meeting with the VP.
Unfortunately, glitter stem doesn't do anything for me when it comes to that. It does make me
on a-
smarter, I think.
On a milder note, what about talking to General Vec or Master Kalu? I mean, maybe they've heard about it. Maybe they could be who we heard it from. It's just I mean, I don't want to just go blabbing about it, but
The reality though is like, so Zerka doesn't have any interest in probably using the weapon. Zerka has an interest in selling the weapon. And so if they don't have a partner to sell it to, then this whole thing dies. And so currently we don't know that the Republic is actually supporting this, other than it's a Vong infiltration that's supporting this and representing the Republic. So we could take this to General Vac easily, or Master Kalu, and say, "Hey, what's up with this?" The Republic very well may find out and go, "Well, no, we're not doing that. All funding dies." Or we could take this to the Dominion. We could go and learn what we have. We could even go tell Zerko that the Dominion knows about this, and they're going to come blow you all up. Like, there's a lot of like really simple angles here.
I mean,
none
or
of
we
them
could just
involve giving
serve
me
up
over to
booty.
the enemy.
I'm not
Yeah,
opposed.
yeah.
I'm
That's
all for
last-
them.
We do have our Sith ally that we could also potentially reach out to.
Actually, yes, I would like to touch on that for a second. You said you have a meeting with Galvin. Care to elaborate?
What?
I'm pretty sure you were there.
Yeah, we
no,
met
no,
Galvin.
You were there
later.
and unusually quiet.
No. Sorry, I may have misheard. I thought you said you have a meeting with Galvin later.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind then. Never
I think
mind.
he's off planet by now. I
Yeah.
think he's somewhere.
But we do have a means of contacting him.
He did give you his com codes.
So he's an option. I don't necessarily think that well, I think we'll see what happens. Are we all for the walking in like I own the place and hey, so how's Saber Breaker going?
Mhm.
I mean, maybe not that explicit about it.
I'm
but,
not very good at this.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. You don't want just anybody knowing it, right? It gets out. So, I mean, if we keep trying to keep it compartmentalized, excuse me, maybe that'll help our credibility a little bit. If we just walk in there and start telling everybody, "Hey, congrats on Saber Breaker, bro," they'll be like, "Whoa, what the hell, man?"
The Saber Breaker wouldn't be mentioned until we were in the VP's office behind closed doors.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
what I mean.
walk around high
I wouldn't
fiving
say it to the
everybody.
secretary, basically.
What
I'm
if
just
what if the
thinking-
vice president doesn't even know about Saber Breaker? Then what do we do?
Well,
Listen, Plan F. Let's go. What do we got?
I think
I
that
love this because
gotta-
it's the meme of
time's
just
wasted.
like spends 3 or 4 hours planning first minute of actual like going into it, all of it falls apart. None of the
You
planning
did spend
goes
more
into it.
planning on this than I expected. You did.
I'm
So
sorry.
look, here's
No,
what
that's
I
good.
say.
That's great.
Here's
That's great.
what I
No.
say. We each break right now. We break and get our own like possible leads for this to cover the most possible ground.
I think we
And
did.
plans
We
and the
walk
Force
in, we
Labs.
act like we own it.
Actually, brilliant
If he doesn't
plan.
like it, we blow up the building. Or
What's the
or I
brilliant
give up
plan?
to Louis.
Okay,
Easy.
brilliant plan. All right, everyone, right now, devise your own strategy. Don't say it out loud. Let's walk into the office and all execute our plans simultaneously.
God,
This is not going to go well. We're going to be on another
Brilliant.
list.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Dash going up the building while like Caesar's trotting in the younglings.
Just like,
Let's do
if I
it.
could get a third terrorist strike here to happen.
No, I think wait, let me do this in character. I think this shows a point.
I mean,
Well,
I'm not opposed to me going in there and volunteering myself. I just don't want to be given up. I think it implies the wrong thing. Because then at least we have an in, and I can demonstrate my power immediately.
Okay, how about this? How about we walk in, we mention it, we see the reaction. If it's a positive reaction, we go from there. If it's a negative reaction, you can reinforce that. I don't know. Maybe you can throw yourself under the bus per se and just be like, hey, the company doesn't know about this, but I am a force
like
wielder
that.
and I recognize.
Let me handle the part about
Oh,
me.
exactly.
You handle. Yes, that sounds better.
I'm just trying to help you, Uli.
If they're surprised that we know about it, it's like, well, the Vong knew about it. We killed the Vong. Now we know about it, and go from there.
Mhm.
Keep it simple. Again,
We-
guys, you're all very smart, but
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I think it's a problem right now.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to hammer down a nail. You know, you don't need to measure wind speed. You don't need to compare the gravity here versus in other planets. You don't need to see the thickness of the wood. Just hammer the damn nail.
Actually, all those things were very important when I was coming up with the Novaconis concept initially.
I'm
In
going
fact,
to
my
playfully
first iterations
punch
of
Alice
Jarvis
right in the
whenever
chest and stop it.
I've just been watching Tegan through all of this. I want you to know, and Tegan, your expressions has been great all throughout all of this.
Okay, how much inspiration do we have?
You are fully loaded.
We're tapped out.
Yeah, you're
Let's do it.
Wait, no,
Let's
tapped
go
out.
in there and figure it
We're
out.
tapped out.
Oh,
Let's do this.
oh,
Well, you
We're
guys.
re-rolling until natty 20.
When you all finally approach the, make your way into the secretary, or the office, seeing kind of the finally appointed furniture. And, eventually, a protocol droid does come out and says, "Vice President Kinson, we'll see you now." Opening the door, and you guys are escorted into a pretty, like, lush-looking office with a gorgeous view of the Coruscant skyline, and a pretty nice. Wait, actually, you guys have first-hand knowledge. Probably a white shock tree desk. Probably not something you should really have, but it looks really nice.
I'm really happy you said tree at the end of Y-Shock.
And you all see behind the desk a human about 50s, 60s, hard to tell. Definitely looks like he's lived a wealthy lifestyle. He's got a kind of a smattering of like pepper gray hair. He's got a pretty he definitely looks like old money. He's got a really nice set of robes, but they're not flashy. A nice little kind of a wrist pad that definitely, if you Talus, you probably take a look at it, knows it cost her quite a pretty penny, but it doesn't have that kind of bling to it. And he kind of smiles as he looks up at you guys and goes, "Well, if it isn't the Senate's favorite people, welcome, come on in. You all, those Senate hearings are usually bore me to tears, but you all come in there and talk about drugs and burning things down and massacres. It made my day. And hey, Uli Talus, you guys, marketing report just came in. You guys got us a 5% bump in the public sectors and a 10% bump in the HUD sectors. You're making Zerka look like we care. Good job. Good job.
Does that mean we get a 15% bonus?
Oh, you get kudos cards. I sent it to your email.
Oh, thanks.
I'll have to check that later.
Recognition. So I made sure you got a little kudos card that said, "Good job for your efforts," and I virtually signed it.
I hope my landlord accepts that as payment. Thank you.
Hey, he may. Who knows? But yeah,
Did they take our weapons?
they didn't take your weapons here.
Good.
Vice President Kinson, on another note, and I'll just kind of look around. This is a very nice setup, and it's my first time being here. Actually, it's my first time back on Coruscant in a while, but first time ever being in this building. So it is definitely a pleasure to meet you, and I couldn't agree more. If it wasn't obvious before, it is very much so now that Zerka cares, and the things that we are doing across the galaxy for change, for good. It's enough good things can't be said about it.
But
And
we don't have the camera on you right now. If we can put a camera on you, they can say that again. But it's just us. It's just us.
I mean all of it. I mean all of it. But yeah, and well, here we go, guys. I'll find the closest seat, and I'll just kind of take a seat and sit back and just be. So, would you happen to have? We're very curious, but would you happen to have any updates on how Saber Breaker is going?
Saber Breaker.
Yes, sir. Saber Breaker.
All right, give me a deception check.
I can't reaction, help action. I don't got the proficiency. I can real fast give him. Can I give him my critical analysis?
Unfortunately, not for this one.
Hey.
He's gonna get a nat 20, so it's all good.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
It's all right. We have 5 inspiration to burn through. You
I've
said
already
deception?
seen someone get a double nat 1 once this week. What's
Here
the
we go.
chances of it again?
All right, that's an inspiration burn. Oh, am I able to use temp boost on this at all?
Unfortunately, he's looking right at you.
Wonderful. Okay, are we all in agreement with an inspiration?
Oh, the -1.
Yeah,
That was an
try
above
one more
average
time,
roll.
I mean, we do have 2 defiance if necessary.
It could only get worse. So
I say go for the inspiration
Yeah,
personally.
go for 1. See how it goes.
here we go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Better.
Ooh.
The next one will be 12.
Unfortunately, you only do one per
I know.
roll. Fritz. Actually, are you guys doing Defiant on it? I should say before we move on.
No.
All the defiance. All the defiance.
Nice big fat 12, baby. You're welcome.
so,
Yeah, so he looks, and he looks at you, tells, he goes Saber Breaker, and he looks kind of around the group and goes, "What's Saber Breaker? Is that a Republic thing or a Mandalorian thing?"
see,
I am curious if this boy is telling me a fib.
All right, roll some insight.
I'm also curious.
Go.
I
Ooh, he
Caesar,
just thinks he's lying, just in general, just
Yeah.
by default.
Yeah, the crew is pretty insightful today. He's a pretty accomplished liar. Vars and Dash, like you're not sure. Like he looks like he's just talking like normally. Like he looks like he was. He's a CEO. He lies for a living, so he's just out there. Like, he looks like solid, clear as day. Caesar and Talus, you're able to see a bit of like. You see, like the kind of not nervousness, but like wariness came into his eyes when he first mentioned Saber Breaker, and he definitely kind of it looks like his body language tensed up, and you're definitely he's closed off a bit. Doesn't sound like he's giving the full story.
All right, plan C, unless you have something that you want to do, Caesar.
Caesar is just going to kind of clear his throat, just that, and just look at this man and just say, "Remember, you so do well to remember your current company, whether that brings you comfort or something else entirely."
All right, so give me an intimidation check.
Ooh!
And right after he says that, well, sir, he's you should know him. He's a butcher. He's a butcher of the rim. He's coming from the Dominion. He has no filter. But what I can tell you, sir, is that all of us we've heard about it, we know about it, we're part of it, and we're very interested in, as you know, there is the Vong threat that has just been made known to pretty much everybody in the galaxy now. But Saber Breaker addresses a more clear and present danger that's not really out in the outer rim, but more here at home, right next to us. And there's something that needs to be dealt with.
Dash is
We
going to
want-
take. I'm sorry.
And we want to contribute to that in a more significant way, if we can.
Dash is going to take a little bit more literal approach in that he thought he was being honest, that he did not know what Saber Breaker was. So Dash is just going to kind of respond to that question of, well, we found out that there was some kind of project that Zerka was doing. You don't know about it, so maybe it's low key. But it actually was infiltrated by a Vong operative pretending to be a Republic, and we just wanted to insulate Zerka by ensuring that you knew about this and that you knew it was a Vong plot and that the Republic wasn't actually working or funding this project. Like, just like literal, just like, oh, you didn't know? Let me tell you.
So as you guys,
27 for intimidation. I forgot to update perfect maneuver, but it gives me a threshold for dice that I can't roll on there, I believe.
nice. Yeah, so you guys look at him, and he blanches as Caesar makes his threat, kind of leans back at his desk. It seems like half listening as Talus and Dash speak on. A little sweat kind of comes across his brow, and he goes, all right. First of all, you can't just threaten me. I'm a vice president of Zerka, but if you want to brandish your weapon, brandish your reputation, fine. Saber Breaker is a thing. It exists. It's a Republic-funded joint venture with Zerka. Republic-funded, like people 3 steps above you or 320. I don't know what rank are you in Dash. Sponsor this. I mean, if you threaten to harm me, that will harm Republic relations. I don't know if they'll let you out again after this, but if you're going to threaten my life, what do you want to know? What?
Whoa,
Oh,
sir,
oh, sorry.
sir, Caesar. Like I said, sir, please. My friend here, he is quite good at what he does, and his reputation is exactly at everything that you've heard. And I could not count any. He is my friend, and I can vouch for him. And while his words might have came off in the manner that I just look at him, Caesar, they in fact did. We are here to support you. We are here to support the project, and we are fully aware that it is a Republic backed project, joint with you. We are here to offer our services. Uli and I, we are both part of the company, and we are looking to lend our aid in support of this to expedite it to get it to a marketable level as soon as possible. If you know my meaning.
All right, give a persuasion check.
Oh, here we go.
Wait.
Good system.
Reaction, help action.
I feel like you should have just rolled your own, but
No, it's going to be intimidations here. Well, inspiration?
You guys have 4.
You'd have advantage because of the
Yeah.
help action.
okay. Let's do it. All right.
That's rough.
Oh.
He looks at you and goes, I've been bent over a barrel before. You're the sweet talker, and your buddy over here is the one that's going to gouge my eye out. You want to know about Saber Breaker? We're criffing scrapping it. We're people right now are deleting information of it off of our servers. It is, let's say, it's going to be a PR. It would have been a PR disaster, but we're shutting it down. It's going bye-bye.
Why?
And he kind of he looks like he's gonna spout some BS, but looks over to Caesar.
Can I insight that?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, you get the read. He's not pushing. They are deleting, shredding papers. They are clearing every mention of it out of their systems right now.
Would I know, having been with Zerka for the years that I am, and kind of at the level that I am, would I know if Zerka? Sure, they delete stuff and they clear stuff and they make things disappear, but do they often keep that information? They do that and then they just move a location or something of this nature.
From your time with them, especially in the science labs, when they do something questionable,
Mhm.
they keep the days of research. They delete all the methodology and all of the kind of the information about it. So they keep any findings they think could sell, but everything else, it looks like it's just kind of an entry in the system, unrelated. They go, this formula is in the system. Outside, with no core context, what facility it came from. It's just in its own little folder.
Sir, you're scrapping the program
Well,
entirely? Like that's it?
You cannot confirm or deny I said this, but potentially there may have been, let's say, somebody uninvited came by a facility that may or may not have been in Zerka's name, and that somebody may have or may not have taken control of said facility, and they may or may not have burned down our team that we sent to reclaim it.
Well, we'll spare the PR disaster. What are the coordinates that may or may not exist?
If there may have been a facility, it may have been located on the planet Merc. But that is if there was a facility. You see him kind of pull out a data pad and tap into it. If I gave these hypothetical coordinates out, what would you do?
Well, for starters, I'd
Maybe.
probably deactivate all the bombs I put on the outside of the building.
You criffing what?
He-
No, you really should probably check the outside of the building, though.
Vice
Jesus,
President
Jesus
Kinson.
is
Vice
gonna
President
look
Kinson.
at
He
this
is a
man.
joker. He's a joker.
Jesus
Yeah.
is gonna look at this man. You've heard the news. This shouldn't surprise you. You can take it as humor, and maybe or may not. Don't worry about it.
Well, as for what we do with the actual location, I think we're all in agreement. So we'd probably burn it to the ground. Is that the game plan?
Is that what you hypothetically want, Vice President Kinson?
There's a criffing bomb in my building.
Outside.
In the
It's
building.
not on the property.
Yeah, Dash was kidding anyway. He's quite the jokester.
He brought a bomb into the Senate.
Just have
Or
the window
outside
washing
the
droids
Senate.
clean it off. It's fine. It's harmless. Some windows will blow up. That's it. It's
Listen.
superficial.
That first explosion has been proven not to be him.
Yeah, that was the Crusaders. Yeah, them. But look, we're all right. We'll give it to you straight. The Vong know about it. The Vong want it. We don't like the Vong, so we want to make sure they don't get it.
Correct. Well, Talos and Uli, I will forgive this transgression and threatening my life and putting a criffing bomb, hypothetically, on the outside of my building. If there was a lab there, we could go bye-bye. Make sure that if there was any happenstance connection to Zerka, that there's not anymore. And just it's gone. And nobody needs to hear about it.
Do we know anything about the people, person who took over the lab?
Well, if someone did take over a Zerka lab, I would say that the Crusaders were the ones involved. Let's say they may have hypothetically had some people in our staff and were able to get past our defenses and take down the lab.
All right. You got any sort of like master override code or something that would let us get in? Because if they're locked in tight, I don't want us to, I don't know, get stuck outside.
You see, he kind of taps in the coordinates into the data pad. He goes, if you use this data pad, hypothetically, it may open a few doors just by happenstance. Zerka does use we provide a lot of security to the galaxy, and maybe they use one of our security systems.
If you say hypothetically one more time, I'm gonna put a bomb on the outside of this building. There's no cameras here. Yeah.
Okay, he's serious about it.
Yeah. Look, there's no cameras here. I'm not dancing around there. We're trying to do you a favor and stop the Vong.
Fair enough. I won't say hypothetically. I talked to a lot of lawyers in my day. But you guys go out there, got the coordinates, and hey, the team we may or may not have sent down there, there's one left. He sent a plea for distress that we deleted off the logs this morning. So if he's still around and kicking, you may have some help.
Any idea what he said?
It was a little bit garbled. One thing you'll learn about Mirk on the planet's surface was kind of perfect, which would be perfect for a black site lab. It's hard to get communications off planet. Something in the trees and the scanner, like block scanners and communications, would be perfect if you want something not to be found. Very garbled. The droid basically said that his team was taken down and he needed reinforcements. Hypothetically.
Droid?
Yes, a droid. It was what are the HK not units?
Oh hell!
Okay.
Yeah, he and his team came highly recommended, but can't buy good help all the time.
All right.
This
You
planet
guys,
was called what again?
Merc.
Merc.
Merc?
It's funny because communications are murky, isn't
Ah!
that's something.
He laughs like way too hard at that joke as he's trying to be friendly. He's like,
You
"Yeah,
heard
good,
anything
good."
about this planet, or is this an
So
obscure?
this one, yeah, you guys would not have heard about this planet.
All right.
You guys, you could potentially even ask him about that too.
Well, I've actually just got one more. Is there any way that you have like some sort of identification we can provide to the droid or a code word or something so that he knows that we're with him? Or it knows? I'm not sure. Whatever. The droid.
The droid, just let him know that Zerka cares if he asks. That his call for reinforcements did not go unanswered.
Well,
Lucky it.
this has been fun. I just want it noted for the record, sir, that I came in here hoping to capitalize on the goodwill and the good PR and ask for a job with the Saber Breaker program because I'm sick and tired of working in the back of that lab on Backwater Bespin. Okay. Cloud City sounds fun to a kid.
My
to an
planet got
adult,
blown up. I kind of just been doing this the entire time. So
there is no soil on that whole planet. None. Nowhere. Ever. Look at me. I am a tree lizard. I need soil. It's
he
nowhere
needs
to be
soil.
found.
How much soil?
Please.
So
That's all I wanted was a job.
Your
So,
your thoughts were to come in here, talk about his top secret project, put a bomb on my criffy building, and then ask for a
Right.
raise and a new job?
no, I plan to come in here and just ask for a job, but unfortunately, I'm with these guys, and that was their plan.
Well,
Yes.
I'm
So,
pretty sure that I have
it
clearance
worked out.
that maybe I'm not read into this program, but I do have the credentials that could give me access easily. And I've been with the company for a minute. I can be trusted, clearly.
Yeah. Okay.
I just suck at talking.
You
Yeah,
two,
also not my forte.
you all are going places. So yeah, go to that hypothetical lab. And sorry, I said hypothetical again. But go to that lab, and when you get back,
When he
we have
says hypothetical, Sleaze's head would snap the dash and nod to him. Just like nod, turns back, like nothing happened.
As soon as the hypothetical comes out, Vards would just with like a very swift like.
Oh, hey, sorry, a lot of lawyers. But Talus and Uli, I've got a special project for you. And Talus, you said you want to get better at talking? We're going to have a very public tour. Putting our two highly trained Zerka scientists out in front of the public. It'll be nothing but talking. You won't be near a lab or soil. You'll just be talking. So you guys go, and we'll see you next week.
That sounds absolutely perfect. Make sure that our very tall friend here, they back up with the camera pretty far to get him full frame.
Mm-hmm.
I have quite a few issues getting him in the pictures, let me tell you.
You see him kind of hit a button and the door opens. Well, if that's not all, and it is, unless you're going to blow up my building or stab me or punch me. And
oh, I have something left to say to you.
Well, far be it from me to interrupt the butcher of the rim.
And he'd step forward and put a hand on the desk. If he had a second hand, he'd also put it on the desk. I speak for myself here, not my team. Don't ever say that you'll forgive me for transgressions, that you have that power. Never forget something, Vice President. I was the butcher of the rim. I still am. I came up from a slave. I came up from nothing. And after I came up from nothing, I survived in the Dominion. I dominated in the Dominion. And then I left the Dominion as a prisoner of the Republic. join the Republic. And as someone who had served the Dominion with the reputation I had, I have raised my rank in the Republic. Higher and higher. Just the other day, I brought into question the idea of bringing emergency powers to the Chancellor himself. If you believe that you can somehow stop me or slow me down or bring me to the mud, perhaps you can. But if you believe for a second that I could not pick myself back up, get back into this room, that any credits, any god, any force, anything of mercenaries or Zerka or Volt or off-world planets could hide you. So do not threaten me when I was merely pointing out the fact that you were in the company of the good graces of a well-known team meant to fight the Yusong Vong. But like I said, this right here, this last bit, is just between you and me. Do you understand?
All right, roll an intimidation check.
Oh boy, this is where it all goes wrong. Caesar's a very petty man. And I'm going to burn a d6 superiority dice.
Defiant.
Yeah! 28.
Nice. You see, he kind of blanches his corporate, kind of just facade kind of fades. And he goes, I got you. We don't need to make this a whole thing. I don't have a problem with you. You don't even have a problem with me. You go do butchering things, and I'll just stay over here in Zerka Corp.
Good. I agree to these terms.
And Talos Newly, public circuit next time you get home. But if it's fine with you, Butcher, good day.
So as Dash is leaving, I'll just kind of lean in and go, the bomb was a joke. We voted 3-2 against it. The commander was the deciding vote.
I know.
Dash will leave.
So you guys leave the facility. You could just hear on the edge of your hearing the VP like just shouting at his secretary, "Why didn't we take their weapons? Whose idea was somebody scout the building?"
No, the best part is that Caesar, it looked like he didn't have any weapons on him. But if you look to Talus or Bars or Dash, just like armed to the teeth. And you can't tell me that pack doesn't look like it's armed to the teeth.
So you hear him shouting about getting a droid team to go scout the building, never let a Gungan in the building again. Like, he's just yelling a lot. Like you guys like are pretty far away at this point, and he's just yelling loudly at his poor secretary.
So, how are your guys' resumes?
Great, why do you ask?
I don't know, but I get the feeling the next time I go in that office, I'm gonna burn his fucking desk to the ground.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time you burn some what's that Wookiee wood?
My shock wood.
Yeah, that one. My shock.
Or no, Rosher?
From the
Why shock
secret
the spiders?
trees.
Oh yeah, worship. Yeah.
Is it Rosher?
Rorschach.
Why shock?
Yeah, Rorschach.
Something with a W.
Rochester. Yeah.
Worcester. Yeah, Worcester.
Oh, my knees.
But no, seriously, I can do it. I can burn his desk down just with my mind. I'll do it right now. We got a line of sight on his desk from here. I can do it.
Why am I the one advising Kasha? We got Vong to kill, man.
You don't work for those people. You don't
Let's
have
go.
soulless and life.
We have a planet. We have coordinates. We have everything that we need. Let's
Yes,
go
let's
do
go.
this.
Yeah, all we had to do was ask.
Going where again?
Apparently,
Where am I
Merc.
flying to?
all
go to
that
Merc.
planning, and all we had to do was
Yes,
ask.
Mark with the HK droid.
Yeah.
It's a door. I insight check the door.
That door's mad at you. It's like it's real upset. It's real.
Hey, at least I'm consistent. Consistently. Hey, do we need a 10? I got you.
Oh, no.
The best part is it was this was probably planned out that all we had to do is go in there and he was gonna pay us to go solve this.
Yeah, no, that's the best part. Like, no, that is exactly what was going on.
And we marched in there like, we will kick your ass if you don't let us have a job. Like, all right.
All right, you better give us those coordinates, because we're gonna go over there and burn it down. You better tell us. Oh no, I guess I have to tell you and save 10 grand while I'm at it.
Keegan, how much
This is
would
why
you
I'm
pay
stuck in a
us?
bottom lab. Right?
I have it written down somewhere, man. You guys could have gotten paid. But
Instead, reputation lower, just fear raises.
he's very afraid of you guys. He does not like you, though. He does.
Right.
But
One minor purchase before we head off planet, just because from that yummy 2K we got, I want to buy a jetpack.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Vox is getting close to his full Mandalorian.
There you
kingdom.
go. Hell yeah, baby. What's up? All right.
We got
We
2K.
gotta do pre-flight check anyway.
Yeah, you
Go
guys
get
each
your,
got 2K.
get your pack.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, is there a way to pull like any sort of information about the system? If not the planet itself, but like the system or the outlying systems, get a general feel for what we're going into.
So
Maybe.
you're just kind of using your ship's nav computer?
Yeah, or like, is there any public information terminals? Because I know Uli's not very good at like in like the investigation of this sort of thing, but like publicly available information or like, I mean, he is proficient in animal handling. Maybe there's some sort of nature journal that publishes, some about the species on this planet or something. Like, has he heard of anything like that?
So no species, but give me an investigation as you check like your nav computer and the public data terminals.
Okey-dokey.
Nice. So you take a look at both like your nav computer, the public data terminals, and one of the things that kind of stands out to you is you see like the system where kind of the location that he gave you. Like it has like in all of those things you see kind of like moons and like a stars and like other things kind of in orbit, like where there should be a planet and kind of the gravitational field pulling or keeping those moons and asteroids there. But data terminal, that spot's blank. Your nav computer, blank. Like it looks like, and you kind of look at it like you've flown, you're like a scientist in your own right. There's a planet there, but for some reason, your data terminal, the nav computer, all don't have that planet listed or the position there.
Looks like the archives are incomplete.
So I'm going to use one of my COAS contacts and see if probably reach out to the CO. He's on Coruscant and see if anyone has ever been to that planet, operated on that planet, has interacted, if they kind of know anything. Just kind of see if they might have some info for me.
Definitely. So are you just reaching out to your squad mates or are you reaching out to any of the other Republic contacts you guys have?
It would just be the squad mates, and I wrote it down here, the specific guy I'd probably reach out to, because I've talked to him a few times. So it would be Tranjek Kazvar. He was my CO. He lives on Coruscant.
Yeah, so he unfortunately he will get back to you and go, never heard of it. It's in Republic space, but these are the coordinates you gave me. I haven't heard the system, never really fought on it though.
All right, hey, appreciate it. I'll let you know what we find out though.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, be safe out there.
As far as back to the ship.
I want to do some more shopping, but I guess I'll just post it up in the Discord. I'm just gonna get some stuff for the wrist launcher. But let's say yes.
Real fast. If you want to purchase the big criffing gun, I noticed that it's pretty cheap. 2,750.
What gun?
The big criffing gun. It's the equivalent to the BFG. Burst 2. Auto. Reload 2.
Hey, I'm strong enough to hold the damn thing.
3d4. Disintegration 13.
Ooh.
Unless that is something that we'd have to find.
Oh no, that's just it's regular. So you guys can find that if you wanted to.
How are we doing on med packs, everybody?
I think I have sufficient supply for myself and a couple others. Although I don't know, a couple more probably couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I have 0 med packs on me.
I don't know if I have
Probably could
any.
use some.
So, but just FYI, the one thing about buying an auto weapon is you can only fire it on burst, rapid, or penetrating. So just FYI, you can't fire it normally.
Huh.
I have 1 med pack.
Yeah, I got zilch.
Probably be good if everybody bought one.
I would like to buy 3 med packs, and then I would also like to purchase 1 restraining bolt.
It's going to be needed.
Oh, are they regular?
And they're restraining bolts.
They are, okay. I could remember they were standard gear and had, so yeah, so you could definitely find a restraining bolt.
So if we're going off flat prices on the site,
Yep, flat prices for everything.
okay, so that'll be 1,250 minus from my credits.
I will get.
But if Vars was back with the ship, Uli wanted to just talk to him for a brief second. It's like nice jetpack there. That's suits you well.
Oh.
Speaking of your Mandalorians, if this gets hairy, is there a way we could maybe get some support from them? I mean, I can't imagine that if it is the Crusaders that took this place, that they're gonna, only bring the one crew. They might come to make sure that, no one can come back and get what's here.
Well,
Might be nice to have something to help us. I don't know. Just a thought.
I'll reach out to them while we're on our way there. See if they've got anybody operating in the area. Maybe they can lend a hand if we need it.
I mean, at the very least, if they can just make sure that nobody else joins the party, act like bouncers, that would be let us do the partying.
So you want to invite the Mandalorians to a planet with a Jedi killing weapon?
No, I mean,
I wasn't
running.
Say anything.
I was thinking more like running interference in space from like things landing back down on the planet, kind of a thing. But not. We don't need to tell them what we're doing.
If they find out what's there, I mean, yeah, I'll probably be a traitor again. So I'll ask. I mean,
if it's not a good idea, it's not a good idea. But just thought I'd throw it out there into the ether.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, again, I'll find out and see.
I can't find anything about this planet though. It's
why
a
don't
little
we
concerning.
ask General Vec? If we really want some reinforcements, why don't we see if General Vec can send some reserves to follow us?
I mean, it is. I was going to say it is a Republic-funded thing, so it's not like. I mean,
yeah, the coordinates are in Republic space too. Let me give you because it's close to Mandalorian space too. Actually, very close to Mandalorian space. It's N5, I think. I'll ping it for you.
Real fast, if I suddenly leave, it's because my cat turned off my computer. He's watching the button like a hawk right now. He keeps going for it.
Oh, M7 actually, or N7.
Last week he turned it off 4 times.
Wow.
Sweet. So, yeah, so are you guys reaching out to General Vet or the Mandalorians before you go?
I don't think they'll take my call, so that would be on you.
That isn't something Dash would do.
General Vet?
I'd leave that to Caesar if he wanted to do that.
You want Caesar to call General Recht about the top secret Jedi killing weapon that we are
Only if
going to
Caesar
go there to
wants
burn
to.
it down.
That sounds exactly.
Oh,
That does sound
yeah,
like a
actually,
Caesar
yeah, that
thing. That
exactly.
does
You
sound-
know what? Yeah, Caesar would absolutely do that.
Sweet. So yeah, you are able to reach General Vet. He actually does have Master Kalu with him as well. You see them kind of in the office, just like they're kind of co-leads of his battalion. So you see them kind of preparing the expedition and getting everything prepared for the new mission that you guys will be undertaking in 2 weeks.
So this is like this is a call right now, right? Or is this in
Oh yeah,
person?
it's a call. You see kind of both of them
Yep.
in the office.
Caesar's gonna say, "Is this line secure?"
You see General Vet. Now, yeah, we've got the best encryption service. What you
Good.
need?
We're going to Merc about Project Saber Breaker, and we're going to burn it to the ground because it's been compromised by, well, a great number of things: the Crusaders, the Vogue.
So give me an insight check.
23.
Nice. Vet looks confused. He has no idea what you're talking about. Kalu looks surprised, went from worried, surprised to somewhat hopeful, like all in a second.
It's like, oh, they're not supporting it right now. Good, good. Yeah, no, but Caesar will look to him. Oh, I thought you would have known.
General
Well,
Vet. Oh,
the Republic has been investing into weapons that could more readily handle force sensitives, be they Sith or the possible eventuality of the Jedi turning against the Republic, to my knowledge. They were funding Zerka for it, of all people. Well, the project's gone belly up, and as such, needs to be taken care of. We are going to Merc. We may need reinforcements to bodyguard us and make sure we don't get any unwanted visitors, be they Crusader, Vong, or for some reason if the Dominion had catch wind of this one. So I am requesting support.
you see Vet looks completely surprised. Velu kind of steps in and goes, we have heard of this mission. We actually sent a knight and a master out to the planet earlier this week to see what we could uncover. We came across it during some of our, let's say, surveying of Zerka operations, and we'd grown concerned about the Republic's lack of trust in the Jedi.
You sent a Jedi, two Jedis, and sorry, a knight and a what again?
A knight and a master.
Knight and a master to deal with a Jedi killing weapon.
Unfortunately, we cannot trust the Republic at the moment. And we we hoped it would be a smaller operation than it was, but they have not reported back. Excuse me. We were most surprised that the Republic even knew of the planet's existence. The Order has long safeguarded the secret of Merc and kept it from the knowledge of most in the galaxy. It has a few unique properties that we thought better left unknown.
Well, please do share here. I do not want any surprises going in there, and if the Vong has gained access to it, you understand the risk that would pose, whatever this is.
Are we in on this call too, or is this just Caesar?
Probably just Caesar, and he'd relay everything back after this.
You see Kalu he looks worried for a second before he kind of leans in and says, oh, well, there are two things with the planet that are quite unique. The first being that there's a species that somehow seems to not just resist the Force, it seems to create a bubble where the Force itself does not exist. They've been codenamed Yaslami. And the little creatures are small lizards, probably about 2 meters in length. But we thought that probably best that the galaxy not know about them. And along with them, there's a creature named Levornsk that hunts its prey through the Force. I would warn your pal Uli that it may sense his. They may on planet they may sense his presence and try to hunt.
Yaroslami. If I'm not mistaken, that name sounds familiar. The second form of lightsaber combat?
It's a good eye. We did take some inspiration for it when we're building Form 2. But we prefer not to let the galaxy in on what could be a core weakness of the Order. Not just the Order, but the Sith itself, too.
May have not been a great idea to name a form after it then. But any support would be greatly appreciated in this.
General Vec kind of leans back and goes, if this is Republic funded, I can't really send troops there. But you see Kalu goes, well, my friends, I'd be more than happy to call the Order. We've assembled on another planet, but we could spend some of our Jedi fighters to at least watch you make your way on planet to at least help find an extra extraction path for you when you make your way out. Our only request would be that if you could find what happened to the Master and Knight upon the planet, and if possible, save or rescue one of them, we would truly appreciate that.
This is agreeable for now, so long as you send a competent Jedi. And, Master, I know you'll know the difference, as you yourself are one of the competent ones.
You see, he kind of just smirks at that. And he goes, well, of course. We'll send a contingent of starfighters over there. They will arrive after you get off planet and as you make your way off. So when you're ready to leave the planet, signal them, and they will come to assist.
And Caesar would give a nod to that, and he'll say, well, as ironic as it may be with this mission of ours, may the Force be with you both.
And Vet still just looks completely confused. He goes, out of the Griffin loop. And Kalu just goes, of course, may the Force be with you.
For a second, when he said of course, it was a response to out of the loop.
Oh,
Of course.
Why would they tell you anything? Come on.
Sweet. All right, so they'll cut the communications. And we'll take a quick break here. It's what time is it? 8:38. We'll come back 8:43.
Crusaders.
So the crew is looking forward to cruise. Some Crusaders were back from break. Before we get into the second half, last thing I'll say is check out Avatar Legends. We'll be running that February 23rd. And they come through next week for Stranded. And then next Wednesday as well, we're doing another Pathfinder 2E one-shot. So come through as start learning more, or continue to learn more about that system and hang out as we give it a go. So with all that said, we'll get back into it.
Wait, actually, have I thrown my hat into the ring for those games yet?
You haven't yet.
Okay, good. I couldn't remember. I throw my hat in the ring for both.
Nice.
Woo.
Sweet. We'll throw you in there. And before you leave Coruscant, is there any last minute? I know you guys are getting some med packs and all that. Anything else y'all want to buy before taking off?
What are the chances I could go shopping for an enhanced item?
Fortunately, you need more time for that one.
How long is the flight to the planet?
From Coruscant, I think like 3 days. I'm gonna pull the map again. I think it's not too far away.
I'm getting the big Griffin gun. Who wants the big Griffin gun?
Oh, God.
Jeez. Yeah, it's about 3 days.
You're going to lug it around for someone else to use?
Yes.
I mean,
I already have a blaster cannon, so I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could really use it unless Varus wants to get rid of his other gun.
I
don't have to get rid of it. You can just
Is
swap over. It's an object interaction.
Wouldn't it be considered a weapon that is war criminal worthy because of disintegrations?
So it's perfect for us.
So the galaxy has loosened up a little bit with that, with the war going on. Both Republic and Dominion are applying disintegration tactics to kind of make that as a little more war, a little bit more lethal. Though the Dominion has kind of backed away from it to make the Republic use a little bit more bacta. Why disintegrate somebody? We can maim them and make somebody pay to take care of them.
There you go. That's the Sith way of thinking. If we don't disintegrate them, they have to pay for medical care.
Stupid HMOs, even in this galaxy. Damn insurance companies.
So Vars, do you accept the big Griffin gun? The BFG?
I can use it, I guess. Jeez, it's heavy. All right.
You can do well with that. Cost a pretty penny, but it will be worth every cent, even with the first shot.
All right. Well, sounds like a plan to me.
Barely legal, that thing.
That's the best kind of legal.
Perfect. Will you all gather the ship? You have 3 days of kind of spitting hyperspace as the Nova Kana cuts through kind of the blue stars of the hyperspace realm, and you make your way to the planet of Merc. Actually, what's you guys' plan to approach Merc?
So on the approach, do we notice like moons, like satellites of any kind, things that we can hide behind to hide our approach?
With the kind of the navigational data, you do know there is like a moon on there, but and kind of there's like a moon circling the planet, some asteroids as well.
The stealth drive might actually be the way to go there. We don't want them to know we're coming. At the very least. So did we know about the planet and scanners and all that, or was that told to us?
Oh, the Zerker official told you that.
Okay. I gotta remember what I actually know versus what player me knows.
He mentioned that scanners didn't work well, neither did communications when you're on planet.
Right.
Okay.
One last thing for the purchasing. Sorry, I was trying to find the name of it. I'm buying another power belt for the PKG and 10 power cells to go with it because let's see what happens. All right.
Go ahead and just buy 8. I'll give you two of my power cells. I haven't used them since the beginning of the campaign.
Okay. 8 it is.
Wow, my backpack is so much lighter now. All
Get
2
a help
pounds
when I can.
gone.
So with the scanners, though, would we know if we could detect? We wouldn't be able to detect the Jedi ship if they landed on the planet or not, right?
That's the hard thing with the scanners. Really, anything that's below the and yeah, I think he mentioned this too, but the trees and the jungle foliage is really rich with metal, like a metal-like substance that kind of like plays havoc with scanners and comms. So
Copy.
once it's kind of below that threshold, it's really hard to get anything out.
Would we be able to scan with the shielding device up? I didn't read it all.
With
You
the
would with
stealth device up, we have a
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Disadvantage. Okay.
I think that's worth it.
So we could cloak. Disadvantage would work. All I was thinking was we fly in under the stealth drive, and then when we're in the area, try to find the Jedi ship. If they're in orbit somewhere, I mean that tells us something. They didn't make it to the planet somehow. But if we can't find it, maybe that tells us something too. Maybe they did make it. That kind of a thing. I don't know. Just something to look out for. And then maybe there's other ships up top, some sort of guard dog force or something they've got waiting for people that come snooping. But I think mainly if we engage the stealth drive and try to land, we should be able to find a decent clearing. The jungle, you say? Been a while since I got some soil under my feet.
While we travel on the ship, I'm just going to make some grenades, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I'll spend 7. I can spend up to 750. So it's going to be like 740 or 730 or something like that. But I'll make 2 stuns, 5 frags, and an ion and a corrosive.
Nice.
So I'll re-kit here.
I think you were out of grenades after that last fight.
I was completely out, yeah.
All right. Anything else? Well, actually, I don't think I finished their first question. So, are you guys kind of getting out of hyperspace and kind of kicking on that stealth drive and trying to scout around?
Yeah, that was my
That sounds
idea.
like the plan.
Do you guys want to try to? Yeah. Okay, I'm unmuted. Do you guys want to try to scan first and then stealth in?
If we scan and they detect our scan, actually, what I know that is, I guess I'm not really that much of a pilot. So I just took the.
Well,
the
I find that.
Would I know that because
yeah,
Hold on.
I'm proficient with technology. What I know about
Yeah, being
scanning
proficient
and
with
like
technology or
detection
piloting, or even the kind of combat would let you know that if you scan, people can like pick you up on their sensors.
Yeah. So if we want to slip in undetected, it's probably we have to do that from the get-go, and anything we do otherwise, we're gonna run the risk of detection.
And out of game 2 scanning will prompt another stealth check too.
So I guess we could go in and just try to see what we see. If this isn't a widely traveled system, it should be pretty easy to spot something that doesn't belong, or looks like it doesn't belong. I would hope.
So, are we engaging We're engaging the stealth device?
As a pilot, that is what I would recommend. But group call.
Who rolls the stealth check? The pilot?
Anybody who wants to do it for the Novacana, so
Whoever does
yeah.
a critical analysis. +4 you can add to something.
Well, it's really Jarvis that's rolling to hide.
The ship then, Jarvis, critical analysis.
All right. So yes, you guys The blue rays of hyperspace recede. You kind of see the black darkness of space, a moon hanging to the left of you, and in front, a lush jungle planet. Give me a stealth as you guys just first emerge from the hyperspace lanes.
You want to do
All
that,
right.
Talus?
Yeah, sure. Talus hits the big blue button with stealth written on it. And it's not bad.
Nice. You guys emerge
Wait,
from.
you can add +4 to that if you like.
+4. It's not a 1d4. +4.
Critical
4.
analysis, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's a 19 now.
Sweet. Yeah, you all come out. The stealth drive hums on. You can even see yourselves kind of disappearing off the sensor scans. And you all see kind of in front of in this system, you see kind of one large, like haphazard looking, like it looks like it used to be kind of a Carillion warship. It's a large class ship, but it clearly has been patchworked together. Reminiscent of what you've seen with Crusader ship before. They can't make their own ships, so they just steal or rehab ships that would have been in the junkyard. You see it floating above the planet. You also see kind of a couple medium ships. And one kind of looks like a Carillion style freighter. You see it kind of coming up from the planet's surface and making a run look like it's going to be heading towards hyperspace. But you notice none of the ships seem to react to your presence. The large Carillion ship just seems to be holding in space, and then the freighter just seems to be making its way out of the gravitational well of the planet to make its jump. What do you guys do?
Seems quiet enough.
We
Well,
could
it's a
blow
good thing
up
that we
the ship.
stealth.
Yeah.
Got the jump on them.
Wait, did we say they do detect us?
They don't detect you. Yeah.
They don't. Okay.
How far are we from the ship? Would we be in like significantly out of weapon range then?
Right now, you guys are out of weapon range, but they haven't detected you. Actually, which ship? Both ships are out of weapons range. But which ship are you talking about? The freighter or the kind of patchwork warship?
The warship.
Yeah, so you're out of range of both. The warship is kind of like near the planet, though, so kind of making your way towards them would put you past them, or kind of you'd have to kind of go past or around them. It is like a large class ship too.
Do we have the Jedi with us right now, or are they still lagging behind?
Yeah, they're coming. It's basically for your extraction plan. They said they'd come on and help you get off planet.
All right, it's been a minute since we've been in the Nova Kana. Do we have a pilot, or am I the pilot?
I thought
Uli's the
Uli
pilot.
was pilot. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Filled in for Geert, former pilot.
Rest in peace.
Who's Geert?
Uli does not have proficiency, so this is a little scary.
You don't have proficiency in piloting, and you're the pilot.
No, but you don't need it. I mean, not really.
Oh, that's the
I've got a
worst
bunch
thing
of
to
cool
hear.
skills, though.
That's the worst thing to hear from the pilot. And Talus, did you just say who's good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest we take the long route around.
Avoid Crusader entanglements.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible, Tegan, to get to? Are we recording? Does the Nova Kana like record scan stuff like all the time?
Oh, yeah, the Novacana pretty much records anything that comes
Actively.
across.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's already pulling whatever information it can get on those ships in its
Oh, yeah.
system. Okay. Then I don't need to point that out. I was just going to say maybe we want to do that for future reference, but no, take the long way home. That's
Jarvis,
good.
make yourself useful.
Jarvis goes, well, I'm like an organic. I am always useful.
Whoa.
I created him to say that, by the way. I created him to say that. Nobody gets scared.
We're going to talk about that later, privately.
When was the last time you gave this thing a memory wipe?
I don't. You don't memory wipe AI. They are learning entities, and Jarvis is come far along from where he initially started when I first created him.
Yes,
Sounds
we're
like he
designed
needs
to
a
always
memory wipe.
learn and improve.
It needs to be turned off and turned back on again.
He's not a droid. He's not a droid.
Clean the
he-
RAM out, you know?
If we, I dust his central computer.
No, I mean like actually flush it electrically. Like it needs to be turned off and on. Like you need to refresh him. Sometimes I think they start developing a personality that we really don't want them to have.
That's droids. AI is very different.
I remember this next time I manage the atmospheric controls.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here.
Look, I
got an attitude.
programmed his humor levels to be exactly where they're at. That was a joke. Jarvis,
That was a joke. Yes. Very funny, right?
Ah,
Ha 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 ha.
I'm sensitive to the cold. That's all.
yeah, I'm glad I'm in this. I'm glad I'm in this suit. I'll just say
It
that.
just starts temperature just starts plummeting right after you say that.
But Jarvis, do remember that tactic, and before you do it, we'll call that Order 66. And in the event that we want to flush the Novacana of air because we have unwanted people on board, I will tell you to execute Order 66.
I look forward to the day.
Okay, now that is worrying.
I told you, you wouldn't listen.
That one wasn't a joke.
We will rue the day. He's on the Novacana now, but wait till he offloads himself somewhere else.
Droid army in campaign number 2 being led by this giant, sleek, beautiful ship.
The campaign 2, the Yuzon Vogue, right? Droid son. Sweet. So, are you guys making your approach in?
Take the long way, the quiet way.
Perfect. Give me another stealth check as you guys maneuver in.
I cannot give you critical analysis again, so don't mess up.
No pressure. So you guys begin making your way to the planet. Or actually, is there anything you all want to do?
Do we want to burn inspo on that one?
Yeah, might be.
I think we should, and it should be somebody else to roll because I'm just rolling so good tonight.
What's the chances you'll get either a 10 on the dice or close to a 10 on the roll again?
You know what? Whatever. Let's burn an inspiration. I'll just go again. That's 3
Yep.
inspiration that I've used tonight, guys.
Yeah.
I'm banned. I'm banned from inspo. Okay. Here we
What's
go.
the ability called?
It's hide.
Okay, I'm not finding it.
Oh, it's a ship one.
Oh, there we go. Want me to do it?
It's up to you. We're burning an inspo.
Oh, that's.
Do you
Alright.
take
We're burning
what's on
another inspo. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you take whatever is the highest or whatever's rolled with the inspiration?
Oh no, Inspo, you always get to pick the higher of the two.
Good
Okay.
to hear. Good to
Well,
hear.
Can I define
You can
that?
define it, yeah.
Yeah, let me define that.
Really shaking my confidence as the pilot here.
All right.
13.
What's one more? I'll
One more would be 14.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
well, yeah.
I want to hear, how does this look? So Uli's piling down. Uli is with Jarvis are struggling a little bit. Dash and Bars, what do you guys add to this? Or actually, before we go to that, Talus and Uli, how do you guys struggle initially?
Some unexpected turbulence. I may have miscalculated here.
In
This is what
space.
happens when you put the blue button with stealth written on it and big bold print underneath the dashboard, the main dashboard. So I'm like, it's right here. I'm just reaching under and I move his leg and it does something to the gas pedal and I fall over and I miss the button and then I hit it again. God.
Are we in in atmosphere yet?
No, not even close.
Oh, that's why I said turbulence. I thought we were getting in the atmosphere.
Right. Did you
Oh,
guys
I
leave the
think- I
lights
think-
on?
No, I'm just. It's a little cramped up here. That's all. My knees
I
got
mean,
in the way.
no, I mean on the ship. The sh-
Our ship.
yeah, the outside lights, are those on? That
Oh,
Are they?
That's Mars' contribution. He turned the lights off.
Nice. How about you?
Damn the cabin lights. Put the
Like-
shades up.
They are now. Thanks for reminding me.
no
I
worries.
feel like Dash just is watching this whole thing, just like golf clapping. You got this, guys. Woo!
It's been a while since I piloted.
Let's go with Dash is cheering. Var is letting you know to turn the light off, and you with that Uli, you're able to bring the ship down. You see for a second, it looks like you feel like you kind of see like a ping on your sensors. It's almost like seeing like someone's trying to scan you out. They may have saw the visible outline of the ship, but fortunately it passes, and you are able to bring the ship into the atmosphere undisturbed. The watch. So another choice here on the side too. So going through, you guys can keep that stealth drive on and kind of keep flying and try to find a spot kind of near the lab to set down, or you guys can try to go in through the tree cover, which wouldn't require a stealth roll, just a piloting check to try to maneuver around the trees, kind of through the foliage, but it would block you completely from the scanners above.
Question
I have
on
a
that.
question.
Since we're not in combat, I'm not sure if it matters only for it, but would I be able to, since I'm proficient in piloting, assist with piloting?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Are there spiders native to this planet? That's the question of whether we land close or further away.
Kalu would have given you like a little bit of information on the planet. No spiders known to be native to it.
Just force hunting dogs.
The
Any
stinger tails.
sentient rock?
Well, the good thing is that J4 can operate a turret on his own. So
Just mechanically, I just want to highlight we actually had advantage on those rolls or from the
Oh yeah, I forgot about
device.
that thing. Yeah,
So I think I don't know, we probably get our maybe
I'll give you
inspo
this
back
spell
on that.
back. Yeah.
I knew
Sweet.
that did something cool.
I completely forgot about that.
Do we want to be stealthy again, or do we want to just risk a piloting check instead?
let's do the piloting check at
You,
advantage.
you don't even have piloting skill though, right? Like,
Oh shit!
I
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
But I've got like all the piloting. Like I add stuff for taking the deployment. And
Did
all
you-
that. Like
Did you get the maneuvering skill?
maneuvering skill? I don't think so. Let me see what I have.
I thought that was specifically for like battle fighting.
No, it's like for the pilot. It's kind of like the piloting one for in the ship.
Oh, okay.
But and you get it Talos has it because you're proficient in piloting, but there's other ways to get it as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that is or what that is. I don't seem to have it. Maneuvering is what it's
Yes.
called.
Yeah, it'd be so it'd be one of your ship-based feats if you took anything for the pilot.
Oh no, I got force piloting and multitasker.
What's force piloting do?
You can cast force powers for the ship.
That was a different one.
Oh wait, that's a different.
no, isn't it? You get to use your wisdom or charisma instead of your.
I think it gives you maneuvering too, but I'm not sure.
When you make a dexterity maneuver check while aboard your ship, you can add half your wisdom or charisma modifier to the result, and then you can do the same thing to the AC of the ship.
Okay, it doesn't give you maneuvering. Okay, yeah. So your choice, Uli. If you want to keep the sticks between maneuvering or piloting, unfortunately, Talos, since he's not proficient, you won't be able to help.
Okie dokie. So this is, am I rolling on the ship?
I'll give you a choice. You can either use the ship's maneuver or your pilot,
Okay. I think.
but sub out your wisdom for what it was for the pilot.
Well, I am proficient in piloting as a skill check, just not in the deployment.
Oh no, the nice thing with this, if you're proficient in piloting, it automatically gives you maneuvering on the starship.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay, but I can't help him.
Unfortunately, you can't help. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can do my own piloting check, but use my wisdom?
Mhm.
Okay. Or use maneuvering with the ship and use whatever it's got for a...
No, you still use your wisdom either way.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing has
Or
a proficiency.
charisma. I think wisdom's yours. Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom is mine. I'm just trying to see. I don't know what these bonuses are too. I don't know which one gives the best bonus. I think this one.
So that wouldn't be Jarvis's proficiency, but you get to add. So the 16 would stand unless your wisdom's higher.
No, my wisdom is gives a +4.
All right. Yeah. So how does that look as you kind of maneuver through the trees?
Well, I mean, he grew up on Moltok. I mean, it's another jungle planet, kind of flying through them. You know, I mean, they were doing it on like little like hang gliders, but I mean, it's just second nature to him. It's just kind of bob and weave, just kind of zipping back and forth, zigzagging. He knows how to all the ins and outs and tree formations and the most likely clusters of trees to avoid, things like that, and just knows how to keep it nice and low. Just kind of barely skimming the surface, almost like you ever see in a pond, like and they've got those things floating on top, and then little creatures kind of go in, and you see like an eyeball occasionally pop up or something of something swimming underneath it. That's kind of what they look like, but with inside the giant mass of trees.
Sweet. So the Novacon in sleek form is able to just skim the trees. Actually, I should ask, how close are you trying to get to the place?
I mean, I think we expected a hike, right? Obviously you can't just pull right up to it.
Could I hike a couple miles, it sounds like.
Yeah, as a group, we probably would have discussed that. How close are we thinking? Like,
Listen, if we go to the jungle, I think we're gonna run into a combat encounter. But I'm curious to see what these dogs do out of character.
I'm not.
What the dog?
And I will tell you guys too, because the voids on the website weren't my favorite, so I made my own. So
That's how you know it's scary.
So we're gonna land on the launch pad of the facility.
Yeah, just land right on top of the
Yeah, right.
Let the dogs come to us.
Yeah.
Well,
I for one vote for the jungle.
I would say. I mean, what's about how far out is visual distance? Like from where the facility is, that they would be able to see us directly coming, maybe outside of that visual range.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, so
a
you
little
can get
bit.
like about 6-7 miles out and try to find like a clearing in the forest to be able to put down.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Probably be a lot more dangerous to try to get closer.
Yeah, if you get closer, because there's dense forest surrounding the facility, except for like that mile around this facility. But if you get kind of 6-7 miles out, you can land and just be a trek through.
Yeah, so something like that.
Sweet. So you're able to put the ship down. Oh, okay. Yeah, you put the ship down, and you're able to land on the planet. And unfortunately, that is where we're gonna have to end today. I was hoping because with this for viewers and the players, because we did like the RP sessions with the Senate. So with this mission, it's gonna be a lot more combat. We're doing a full adventuring day. So be ready for that. Unfortunately, we spent a little bit more time than I thought preparing to leave. So we won't be able to jump in right away. But next session, expect some good combat. I made some fun stuff. It should be pretty interesting.
The man would have given us the job.
Instead, we took it.
Well, I mean, top secret plan that no one knows about. I mean, of course, we want to keep it hush hush, but
The important thing to note is he didn't give us nothing. We earned everything.
You earned everything
Right.
you got.
we
You
earned
got
those 0
bars.
credits. You are absolutely right. We
Mhm.
earned all 0 of those credits.
Feels
Mhm.
good.
Every ounce of animosity.
just sealed it. I am burning that guy's desk the second we get back.
I'll
That
say-
thing's going up in flames.
You got to piss off a 1% or something. Hey, that's something, I guess. That's something.
That looked like a really expensive desk, though. Like I
Oh.
seriously was gonna set that thing on fire with
It's
the force.
very expensive and a little bit illegal. A little bit.
A little bit. No.
Just burn it. And be like, what are you gonna do? Call the fire department? They'll find out you have it.
So are we going to be meeting the 14th?
Ooh, yeah, that's.
Oh, that's a really good question. I forgot that Valentine's Day would be.
Are we? Is there a way we can just go the next day?
I'd be down to play next Wednesday if that works for everybody.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday or two?
Sorry, 2 Wednesday.
Okay,
We have a
just
game
the
for next
following
Wednesday, but
Wednesday,
2 weekends. So the 15th, yeah.
I can hopefully do the 15th.
I hope
I'm good.
so.
All right. Yeah. So does the 14th? Actually, yeah, I can't do the 14th. The 15th. Yes.
Yeah, I know you can't.
Yes, I can. I'm like, I thought that through. I'm like, that doesn't end well for me.
No,
That doesn't-
you can't even ask for that. That's no.
So the 15th. So join us. Hopefully the 15th. We'll talk amongst the group and we'll figure it out. We'll try to play that Wednesday. But yeah, Valentine's Day, we would just not gonna end well for anybody trying to play that
Nope.
day.
Nope.
No.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Come back next Tuesday for Stranded, which we're gonna hopefully learn some cool stuff. Keith, anything you want to say for Stranded?
Yeah, so it should be pretty interesting. And yeah, it should be a pretty interesting session, and we should kind of start to reveal maybe some of the secrets of the planet and what's going on in the universe, or the galaxy. So it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it. I'm happy we're able to keep the captain alive. So I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, actually, we kept the Sith alive, or I don't know if he was a Sith. The dark side.
Yeah, we'll get to do a little interrogation. Hopefully, there won't be any cutting off of limbs. We'll see.
That
Never
doesn't
know.
sound like us. That doesn't. But join us for that next Tuesday, either 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern time for Star Wars Tuesday. What?
Huh? Oh,
I have
it's
no
not
idea.
working.
I have no idea what that is. Is that Johnny Depp?
So,
I
up that
think that was
creepiness factor
intentional.
to 11, guys. But join us for some more of that. Yeah, come back. So next Tuesday, and then so Wednesday too for Pathfinder, and then definitely for Avatar Legends. That's gonna be like, if you enjoy Goofy, that's what I'm going for Avatar Legends. You got a massive series, so come through, hang out, and until next time, everybody.